during the earliest span of the Age of Darkness. Found in the writings of only the most aged of manuscripts, lived a world born of mystic arts and ancient sorcery, Sorsaria.
Oh, hello there. You startled me. I was just brushing up on Dostoevsky's Lord of the Rings, Return of the Jedi, one of his early classics. But enough of that. My question for you today is, have you ever had the insatiable urge to play a video game? One that consumed your very interest, your very time, the very world around you? What do they call that phenomenon?
Hunger. It comes with it to know more, to have more. I couldn't control it. It turned me into a killer.
Yes, Siler. Yes. A bit melodramatic, but yes. The hunger. Now I'm talking about the hunger that forces you to stay up through all hours of the evening, the one that makes you want to skip cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the one that makes you want to drop out of school, forfeiting your entire education and any chance for a bright future you may have for the rest of your living days. For me, in high school, that game was The Sims. Being able to control whatever your little simulation human does, his wants, his needs, his very success, even his very life. It was the ultimate in euphoric high. Nowadays, not so much. I'm more of a casual gamer and usually play games that interest me during that time. And right now, I have a lot of it. This brings us to one of my first and favorite MMOs, Ultima Online. It was sometime in the early 2000s. I remember looking through the PC games on a huge table at Costco, which then might have been aptly named Price Club. Ultima Online, I thought to myself. This must be a real happening game. Over a decade later, and I find out that the servers are still going strong. So I think to myself, let's give it another shot. Where do I begin? The moment I began character creation, the memories started flooding back. Now this game is deep. I like to put myself in video games and match my characters to my personality, or what I might do. And Ultima Online has a ton of different skills to master. Keep in mind, there are only 7 skills you can max out at 100%, which means that your skill points max out at about 700, but you can spread out those points any way you want. Want to chop some wood? Train lumberjacking. Want to knit some clothing? Slaughter some sheep, and become a tailor. Don't like slaughtering sheep? Slaughter cows. Cook some meat. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, slay some monsters or go on a treasure hunt. Hey, you can even buy a house or tame a giant beetle and ride it. Whee! Or, if you prefer the dark side, become a thief and poison food leave on the street so that unsuspecting passersby can eat it and become sick. Or, you can have it backfire on you. Thief not your thing? Well, maybe you'd like to become a dreaded necromancer, controlling zombies like it's the next apocalypse. What are all these bodies doing here? No, not Damien. Okay, we're just gonna back away now. Needless to say, there are plenty of things to do. As far as the layout goes, it's pretty unique in its own right. You got a backpack for your inventory, and a paper doll that shows your character. You can even drag armor and weapons onto the character to equip them. Double-clicking things usually gets them to do something, and sorting through your inventory is just as easy with its drag-and-drop interface. Now, I'm using the classic client because that's what I was used to back in the day. There is an enhanced version with slightly improved graphics, a more organized interface, and a helpful map that shows icons of where locations are. But I think that there's a certain charm to the two-dimensional aspect of the thing. Plus, listen to that music. Doesn't it remind you of a certain rustic, majestic time? No. Wrong game. No. Ultima Online is its own thing. Unfortunately, there are some downsides to the game. Like, if you want to grind skills, it can take a really long time to do. For example, I want to tame wild creatures, the beasts of the land. But to do that, just like in real life, you need practice, which starts off with dozens upon dozens of lowly sheep, or deer. You start to tame the creature. Yeah, come on. Good. Come here. Good. What? You failed to tame the creature? Why, take that! Yeah, that's right. You like that, don't you? That'll teach you to refuse my subjugation. I feel a little better now. It's a bit tedious at times, and it's a lot more fun to explore and kill things. But it does make taming the high-level creatures all the more satisfying. And while the interface is pretty innovative, getting around is slow going since the world is so spread out and vast. You'll definitely want some sort of mount to get around, and even so, you've got to hold down the right mouse button to move. It also goes by the nearly outdated subscription model, which is $13 a month, but it does have a 2-week trial if you want to try it out. All in all, if you like exploring medieval lands, slaying monsters, and an incredibly in-depth character customization, this game is definitely worth a try. After all, it stood the test of time all these years and still seems to be going pretty strong. So with that, I bid you adieu. This has been a Gerrymander 560 Retrograde review. See you next time. Over and out.